Hello everybody, welcome to a new tutorial from Sound for More. It's Leo speaking. Today we continue the journey in learning how to use Loopmix, and we are going to look at how to rearrange, reverse, apply density, volume and pitch changes. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so in the previous video we showed how to use the sequencer. And this time we are going to start with rearranging. Now, let's load a sample. So let's click here and let's click and drag the kick sample on the first channel or track. Okay, as you can see, it's loaded there. And now let's go to the sequencer and also apply some part where the samples needs to be played, like so. Okay, let's click play. Okay, perfect. Now, as you can see, you have one slice here, one cell between this sample and the next. Here you have two instead, and then you have one here. Now, in the previous tutorial, I showed that you can apply offset here, and you can also drag left and right like so. So you can move the entire sample as it is represented and repeated on track number 1. I also showed as you can limit the part which is played here, just acting on this red part, and you can decide to actually change how much it is played. But of course, you cannot change the space between this sample and this sample, which is two cells here, or two slices. So in order to do that, let's go to the arrange section, and this is where it allows you to rearrange practically part of the sample. So you can click here and drag onto the next one, and you can repeat the same, like so. Like so. And you have now shifted the position of that sample. Now let's go back to the sequencer and enable that part and disable that part there. Okay, and then let's constrain the repetition up to here, so the playing up to here, so we have one slice between each sample as they are repeated. So as you can see, it's quite simple to actually rearrange. You see here a free letter which says RST, that stands for reset. So if you click on it, you reset it to what it was originally. Okay, so just remember that. Additionally, you can click on the symbol here to undo the changes which you have also done. Okay, so let's repeat those like so. Perfect. Okay, let's have a look at other options. So here you have a selection of fixed, which means you can have up to 8 different changes. So it is enabled here for randomization, for rearranging. So let's click the button here, and it will apply. Let's apply only to track number 1, and let's try. And as you can see, it has actually applied different randomization of rearranging different part of the tracks, up to 8 per. Actually fixed 8 per track. Indeed, if you count them, 2 there, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th is just down here. And let's play just to listen. Okay, let's undo the different changes, and also let's remove this one, like so. You can also decide to have a variable numbers of rearranging. So you can set the minimum and a maximum. So a minimum of 1, a maximum, for example, of 4. And then let's say instead of clicking on the button here, I'm just going to click here to rearrange just that track, like so. Otherwise, if I click here, I will arrange for all the different tracks as I done a moment ago. Okay, so, and as you can see, a minimum of 1, a maximum of 4. In this case, he has done 2. Right? And let's click play. Let's randomize again, like so. Okay, and let's undo like so. Okay, so let's move again like so. Let's rearrange like so. Perfect. So we have now nicely adjusted or spaced sample for that kick. Okay, perfect. So that is the section for rearranging. In a similar way, let's go to reverse here. We can reverse part of the track and the full part of the sample. So just click, you can see it's reversed, like that is reversed. So let's apply that to all the sample. Let's click play. And you can hear where I reversed that part of the sample is actually reversed. Again, you can actually undo the different changes on reverse, and then you can decide to have a fixed number, 8, like so. So let's click here, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 applied again in terms of reversing part of the sample in that particular track number 1. Okay, let's undo the changes. And of course, you can also have a variable number of changes. So you could say again, from 2 to 4, and let's apply there. In this case, 1, 2, 3, apply 3. Minimum 2, maximum 4, so it is in that range. Okay, perfect. So let's undo that again. Now let's move on. Let's move to density. This is quite nice because it's similar to ratchet. So you can actually decide how many times you want to repeat a particular part of the sample. So in this case, let's say up to 8, 6 times, then the next is 4 times, the next is 3, and then 1. So let's listen. So in this case, it repeats 8 times this part of the sample, then, 6 times, and then 4 times, then 3. Okay, so that is how it works. Now you can decide how many, let's actually undo the changes. You can decide here how many slices you want. So in the case, let's say we'll have up to 4 for that particular track, and then you can have it fixed to 2. So let's try that. There you go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there will be all value of 2 in terms of density or repetition. Okay, let's undo that part. And of course, you can have also variables, still 4 slices, but you can set the value minimum 2, maximum of 4. Okay, so let's randomize. Like so, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, from 2, this is 2, 2, this one is 2, so minimum 2, maximum of 4. Let's do that again. Like so, we have some 4 now there. Okay, and let's undo that. Okay, that is how density works. Now let's move on to volume. Works in a similar way, but here you can change the volume. So you can say this started this volume, then you click and drag like so. Okay, etc. Let's click play. Again, you can undo the changes. Then you can apply a fixed number. In this case, 90. You can say it's gone all to 90. Or you can apply a variable. You can say minimum of, let's say, 49, maximum of 100, and randomize. Like so. And so on and so forth. Okay, let's move on now to pitch. Now for the pitch, I'm going to change the sample. So I'm going to click here and load this boy choir sample like so. Then we are going to the sequencer and we're going to ensure that we highlight everything that we want to be played like so. We say trim on, perhaps we also remove the part there. Let's click play. Okay, it's just a nice one note choir set for that. So let's go to pitch. Here you can change the different pitch up and down for part of the sample, like so. And you can decide to have the change as shifting, which is more dramatic, or formant, or somewhere in the middle, so between the two. And the format is more of a softer set of changes in terms of pitch. So let's try it. Okay, let's try formant. And let's try something in between. Okay, perfect. Then next you can set a variable, a fixed number, and you can set what's the different in pitch. So you can say, I don't know, 8, and then you randomize. You see there are all 8, or you can set a variable. So you have a minimum and a maximum. Minimum of -12, maximum of 12, or +12, randomize, and you can see all the different changes. There's a beautiful setting here, which is about scale, and this moment is set to minor, but you can change that to chromatic, and then of course you can randomize following that scale, and it will ensure that you have intervals which fit in that scale. And you can see that I was changing the scale as I was playing, and the different intervals were actually adjusted as I was changing the scale. Okay, I'm going to stop here. So we have seen how to use the rearranging, the reverse, to rearranging part of the sample, also to reverse part of the sample. We have seen how to apply repetition throughout the sample being played, how to adjust the volume, and also the pitch. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.